Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where in the world you are right now. This is Wolf, and this channel is Wolf with Attitude 3%. And I thought I would take this time to give you all my message. I am part of Generation X, and I am not ashamed to admit I am in my mid-40s. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I may start sounding like my father now with this, but it is the truth. Growing up in that time frame, this were different than what I am seeing now, as far as friendliness and people getting along, no matter who they are, where they came from. Of course, this is the pre-internet years. Give you a great example. When I was a kid, I was growing up in Queens, New York. Everyone on the block knew their neighbor, and each family became friendly to their neighbors. Their kids went to the same school, so they built a friendship from being in the school and neighborhood. During the winter months, everyone was out in the blizzard. No matter how much snow, the schools would be closed in instant snowball war with the neighborhood. During the summer months, 4 or 5 families would be having a barbecue, and the whole neighborhood would be joining in, and an improv block party would form. For Thanksgiving or Christmas, all these families would celebrate with each other. During Christmas, each house would decorate with lights and holiday decorations, and each family was exchanging gifts for each other. The mail was full of cards sent. Of course, it is the same neighborhood, so you just walk to their mailbox. Every kid would have an after-school activity, either in sports or in anything to keep them busy. It was very healthy when a parent told their kids, when it was nice out, to go out and play. It was normal and common if you rode a bike and fell off of it, and you get all banged up and scraped. In fact, if you got in a scar, you were proud to show it off. Same with a skateboard. Same with anything that was considered a risk. Your parents made sure your schoolwork, though, was a very strict priority. There was no slacking off. And when you got into class, every morning we had to say the Pledge of Allegiance with the right hand over your heart. And when the school day ended, you got home and would have a few hours to relax, have some snacks, maybe go outside if the weather was nice, if not an hour or so with the TV. But then, buckle down to make sure homework was done. My mother, during all that, worked in the New York City hospitals as a nurse, and she made sure when she got home, the house was taken care of, the dogs were taken care of, made sure our homework was done, and if there was a test, we were prepared. She made sure dinner was ready, none of that fast food either, and get 4 kids fed, showered, and ready for bed to have enough rest for the next day. There was also a very strong teaching of respecting our elders, as well as respecting others. But of course you would have to also be respected as well. It was completely unheard of to talk back to our parents. It was their rule, so it was their law. We were also taught to respect law enforcement, to respect our teachers, without being a pushover. But you showed common decency and care for your surrounding and neighborhood. When it would snow, and somewhere on the block there was a senior or elder, instead of they going out and shoveling, we would get our shovels and clean up their pathway and driveway. Growing up in the Northeast, I have had my share of winters. If it isn't clean, the snow freezes and becomes very dangerous with ice. During the summer months, you would cut their grass, and in the fall we would rake up all the fallen leaves. The key thing to all of this was togetherness. People were together chipping in for each other. Now why would I say all this? I am now thousands of miles from my home country, but I have been watching what has transpired. I would say within the last 20 years, everyone has become to themselves. Everyone has been angry and people fighting over the stupidest reasons. And to people they don't even know from Adam or Eve. Just look at these cities constantly under fire, and it is normally from young people. They have become awkward themselves, and some of their parents became awkward. Zero respect for anything or anyone. Baby-like temper tantrums when certain people don't get their way. Zero respect for country. Zero respect for the law. Zero respect for each other. And what is worst of all, attacking war memorials, attacking businesses, and riots all the time. A lot of those that riot were extra spoiled growing up. They were handed everything, and never really earned it. The discipline was never enforced, and you can see that. Go to a supermarket. When we were kids, and we picked up a box of cereal. If mom said no, not today, it meant no, not today, and we put it back. Now when they are very young, these kids throw a tantrum when they are very young, screaming, crying, even throwing themselves on the floor, to the point their moms cave. If we did all that, mom would shine our asses up when we got home. It was unacceptable behavior. If we got punished, it was to our rooms, and the room would have just the bed, dresser, closet, and a mirror. Now you punish a kid, their room is a mix of Toy Store and Best Buy. They have all in their room. Not much of a punishment. Sure, times change, sometimes for the better, but other times, no. Most people don't even know who their neighbors are now. There are no block parties, no sharing holidays with each other, no neighborhood unity. And worst of all, people are told to snitch on their neighbors if they do something you may not like. Whatever happened to minding business? Oh well. It is kind of pathetic now, isn't it? One more final thing, before I close out. The name has attitude in it. Now that doesn't mean to be a jerk to people. Another form of attitude means, be sure of yourself. And never allow anybody make you become a pushover or a doormat where they can walk all over you. Stand with confidence on your feet, instead of living your life on your knees. Now, not all those in the younger generations are spoiled, but a lot have yet to get the dosage of reality if they didn't get the right discipline. So with that being said, I thought I would give you this message to show I am proud to be part of Generation X. It is more than what we saw or heard. It is how we became as a generation. Hold that honor in your hearts and on your sleeves, Generation X. I am signing off now. This has been a Wolf with Attitude 3% production, and I am your host, Wolf with Attitude. Just remember to be good to one another, learn to love and forget to hate. Until the next time, peace out, mofos.